So I'm back. I'm back in the money making zone.
Sweet. Stay in the zone.
You got to stay in the zone.
Yeah.
You got to stay in the zone. That's so important to the entrepreneurs to stay in the zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can always get unfocused and get out of the zone. So got to stay in the zone.
Yeah, staying focused is one of the most important parts about being an entrepreneur, I think.
Yeah.
Being, when you're in the zone, there's nothing that can take you away. Nothing can distract you. You're just like, you got blinders on, you're looking straight ahead, and there's nothing else. There's nothing else that's going to take you away. We've got a good team coming up now, and they're focused. They're in the process of becoming their own entity. We have started this idea of starting off people who have never been in business before and get them started with their own business, which we're calling the Power 500 Initiative. This year, we will bring in 500 new entrepreneurs who are going to be six-figure earners by the time this time next year, we'll have about 500 5 and 6 figure earners. Yeah. That's what we're pushing for.
That's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate the opportunity, Jose, as always, to be a part of what you got going on, your group. I love you like a brother. I know we rocking and rolling. You're a rock star, and the type of people that you always bring together are always the type of people I love to be a part of and be around. And I'm excited, to share some things with this panel of rock stars that you got already here, and just to be a part of it. I mean, I think the biggest thing with building a group, your dream have to be as big enough to get you up early in the morning, get you out of bed excited. Because honestly, every day as an entrepreneur, you have to sell yourself that I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. Because honestly, almost every day you feel like giving up, because you're going to have so many disappointments on the way to that success that it's going to also be acceptable by your friends and your family and associates to give up and be average and not do everything that you feel that you can do in order to get what you want in life. I remember just a couple years ago, I was driving a Nissan Sentra 4-cylinder, and I had just gotten the car, and I was paying about $300 a month on that car.
Were you grateful?
Absolutely. At that time, I was grateful, but I was broke. I was had gotten behind on my payments. I was looking out the window all day, all night when I parked my car, knowing if I heard a truck sound that they were on their way to pick it up. And I would drive that car, and I would smash on the gas when I was about to get on the highway, wishing I could just accelerate, but it'll take about a good couple of minutes for me to catch up to speed to the other cars. About 10 cars will pass me before I really get the speed. So I was living a life knowing that inside I was designed for something more.
Something better,
something more. I saw a vision in my mind that early on in life that I wanted to be rich, not just rich with just money, because I wanted the things that money could do for myself. Some of the things that I couldn't do for myself, people that helped me, I wanted to help them. And that was my vision. And a lot of these guys that are going to watch this video later on, that are on this call now, they're thinking about that, because every day I got up thinking, what am I going to have to do in order to get off this job? Because I hated the job I was working on. I was catching a bus. I wasn't driving the car when I got my car that I really, really wanted. And I was asking myself at that point in life, when is it going to happen for me? You know what I mean? Have you ever had that question, Jose?
You know, that's a question that I think everybody, when is it going to happen? Thinks about. That's a super question, because we need to know when it's going to happen to us, but we don't know.
That's
the only thing that we can do is work intelligently and hard, in order for us to achieve it. But that's a question I think everybody goes through.
And let me tell you 3 things that dynamically changed and allowed me to get in my dream car and do a lot of the things that I wanted to do early on.
By the way, what kind of car are you driving now?
Well, I have several. I mean, Maserati, Mercedes, other cars. And at this point in life, I've already had my dream car several times. So life now for me is not about more just material stuff. It's more of making a difference in life at this point. But before I got that, you couldn't tell me that, because I wanted to get my dream car first, and then I'll get to that point. People like to say, oh, it's not about money, and and they talk about Warren Buffett and what he says. Well, Warren Buffett's already a billionaire. Okay, let me get my dream car. Let me get my dream house. Let me go to any restaurant I want to go to, and then get to the point where I can focus on other things. So I had to get that out of my system. And a lot of time when you're just starting out as an entrepreneur, you got to get some things out of your system, because all your life people are telling you you can't do it, what you can't do. And I remember those times where I was trying to figure it out. And one of the things that dynamically changed for me, to help me change, was to create a discipline in my life. Okay. A discipline that got me up every day, knowing that I was doing the right activities to get me closer to my dreams. Because you have to create a discipline. If you don't have a discipline, you lose momentum in whatever you're doing. So, for example, if you're just getting out of the bed at 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock every day, your competition is getting up at 5, 3 o'clock. So you already behind, by 10 hours. They're way ahead of you. You're just trying to catch up. And by the time the Wall Street closed at 4 o'clock, you're still behind. You're trying to catch up. Are you doing the right activities that's going to get you closer? The activities are you making the calls? And I know there's a lot of talk about social media right now, about Facebook advertising and YouTube advertising. But the reality is, if you don't have a big bank account to put up those ads and run those ads like a lot of these guys do it, you're going to have to really get good at your cold market. And that's where you're going to get leads for pennies on a dollar to 23 cents to less than $1. And you're going to have to put in some sweat equity to go after your dreams. That's the bottom line. That's where you're going to spend your time making the calls to where you get to that point where you can spend the money on Facebook ads and things like that. Because a lot of these guys get on there that's doing the YouTube stuff, unless you got some money to throw away right now, or you've taken some classes. And while you're building your cold market, you can be learning those things. But I tell a new person just starting out, don't necessarily think that you have to be up to speed, because it's not going to take you. What you're going to have to do is really get good at your cold market. Your warm market is good. But it's going to eventually run out. Your mom and your dad going to get tired of buying stuff from you. Your cousin's going to stop coming to your Thanksgiving dinner because they're going to think they're going to have to buy something from you. And your friends going to stop taking your calls, because instead of you inviting them out to a party or something, they're going to think you got another opportunity. So you might as well get good at the cold market.
It's funny, because I always tell people that you don't want to be that guy that when you come into the room, all your friends go. That's the worst thing. It's a funny feeling. Today I'm dressed up in my New York Yankees gear, because I'm feeling that this is a team that's coming together, and what better than the best team in the world with the 26 championships and all that would put us on the right mindset for teamwork. This is a team, right? And like you say, there's a lot of people out there who are preaching, oh, go on Facebook, do your Facebook ads, but there's so much to be learned from making a phone call. And you know, Cheryl's a big, she swears by the phone. I swear by the phone. I don't think that there's anyone that you don't meet or you meet on Facebook or any of the social medias that are going to come on and say, and nobody wakes up in the morning and says, hey, I feel like going to buy some opportunity on Facebook. And she says, well, good luck with that, babe. Pick the best comp plan that you've ever had. And, you know, I hear it, and I see all these people preaching it, but no one says the real deal. The real deal is that no matter who you are, no matter what you're trying to do, you're going to have to pick up the heaviest thing in somebody's office is the phone. Nobody wants to get on the phone because that's confrontational. That's different. That's not what everybody's doing. You know, the millennials are all on their phone tweeting and texting, and they may be able to get work, but guess what? Without picking up that phone, the way to close business is on the phone. People don't even like to do it on the phone. They want to meet you face to face.
That's right. And let me tell you a secret that I learned that makes the phone lighter for you, because
tip number one.
Oh, tip you for me?
Tip number one. Go ahead.
Well, number one, to make this phone lighter, see, when I started, I was more money motivated. Okay. So I knew that every call I made was worth $1,000 because that was pretty much the highest commission I could make at that time at the opportunity I was selling. So I put a price tag on every call that I made of $1,000. Okay. And when you put that a number amount, not that you're just putting dollar signs on people, but you have to have some type of state of mind that you're in that's going to put you in a state of mind to ask the questions that you need. You need to know what to say. You need to have a certain script, not that you're going to constantly be reading from a script in order to talk with the person. You got to get your own personality, but you really need to have a structure of what you're going to say, the right questions to ask, and you need to have a close. Is it you're gonna send the prospect to your webinar? Are you going to send them an email? Are you going to text them your webinar? Using third-party tools, that's what you're gonna have to use. Like I sell high-ticket stuff. In 3 months, I did over $200,000 right from my kitchen table. But that's from cold market stuff. I didn't pick up the phone, talk to friends and family, but it's okay if you're just starting out. But number two is get in the right state. If you have to turn on the right music to get you pumped up, do that. If you have to read or listen to an audible book, do that. Whatever you have to do. And I mean, for years, I did door knocking as well. I mean, just getting out of the car was tough for me to go into a business. So I had to put a number on walking into a cold prospect, looking in their eyes, them ready to throw me out. But I had to borrow from the future to get myself through the present. And that's what you got to get used to doing. Borrow from the future. What you really see yourself having. Jose said 500 people's lives that he want to change with this opportunity. So he's borrowing from the future. I see him walking across the stage with people screaming his name. Jose Martinez, put me through the opportunity. Hundreds of testimonials. I'm sure he's seeing that in his head as he's doing this call because he's borrowing from the future to get yourself through the present. Because you have to already have it in your mind before you can have it in the present anyway. That means being in the right state of mind at each time you're going after your vision. So ask yourself, are you constantly conditioning yourself to get in the right state? And that's what's going to be important to get you through the door, because as an entrepreneur, when you look yourself in the mirror every day, each morning, it's not that you're putting on your makeup. It's not that you're washing your face. you're telling yourself, I'm going to do it again. And even at my level as an entrepreneur, I have to constantly keep myself conditioned to where, because I feel like, even myself, I feel like giving up sometimes. Because if I don't question myself, I got to tell myself I can do it again. I'm going to do it again. Because there's no level of life, no money can get you out of that if you constantly want to be an entrepreneur. Asking yourself, I'm going to do it again. Is it worth it? I'm going to do it again. So if you type it in the chat, I want you to type in right now, I'm going to do it again. Because I know you've had wins at certain points in your life. Some of them may have been years ago. Some of them may have been recently. But you have to constantly be winning in life. I mean, just a couple of years ago, I was facing foreclosure on a house. I was drinking more than I really knew I needed to drink. I was not on the right track. I had gotten off a track. I was starting to drift. But something hit me after those 2 years. I was going on this drifting stage. I had to wake up myself again, get myself back out of debt because my credit was screwed up all over again. I had to ask myself, Antonio, are you going to do it again? Because people saw it in me. I had to wake myself up again and say, I have to create a new vision for myself. I want another dream car. I want to buy it cash. I need to change my bank account again. I need the energy to do it again. And that's what you got to constantly be in the state of, I'm going to do it again, no matter what. I just went to the bank the other day, well, just yesterday, and I wanted to take out $100,000, and that almost created if you ever done that in a bank and to a teller, it will create a state of pandemonium in the bank like you've never seen. Because she not only went they don't have it. They don't never have it. And you think about the banks and you're thinking, oh, well, you're the bank, you're the tough guy, you're the guys with all the money, you know, but when you really need your money, it's easy to put it in there. It's tough to get it back out. Okay. But when you look at it, these guys are really, it's just an idea. The banks are just an idea. It's really for people that don't really know how to invest. I mean, I know they have CDs at 1.7%, but as you grow as an entrepreneur, you're going to find other investments you can use that money for. What about, how would I put $25,000 in CD and make $1,700 in a year when I can use my own money? But when me taking money out, it puts them at risk, because if everybody goes to the bank at one time and get their money, I mean, these banks wouldn't stand in a day. So they depend on people to keep their money there. They're not giving you no money on interest. And they use your money to make their investments. See, the bank, you have to start to think like a bank. And as you constantly condition your mind as an entrepreneur, you're going to constantly be growing. You're going to find other ideas and other investments to put your money that's more safer and that's going to work for you and your family and building your wealth. But first, you have to constantly build a discipline. You got to stay in the right state of mind. You have to constantly pour into yourself by reading the audio, by being with people like Jose, mentors like him, mentors like Coco, that are really going to pour into your spirit. Network marketing business is one of the first businesses when I was growing up. I think I was like 16, and when I was introduced to network marketing. And I do a lot of affiliate marketing now, but it put me around the right people. And that's where I met the mentor, where I made my first $1 million, named Jim Rohn. It was through my upline, which gave me the audio. He said, he saw me going after my dreams. He gave me that audio, and that audio changed my life by listening to someone that poured into me on a daily basis. I listened to it every day. Every day. I would get up at 4:00 in the morning, crank up my tape player in the bathroom, blasting it in my ears. I would get in my car, blasting it in my ears, because I was hard-headed, because all those years in my life, I wasn't getting what I wanted. I needed something to sink in. And sometimes you don't need any breaks. You don't need it easy. You need to keep hitting your brain until it sink in, until it becomes your philosophy, so that it becomes your lifestyle, so that people see you, they know that you're about business. And so when you get out there and you're marketing, you become dangerous because people know this guy's serious. And that's what you have to do. You have to constantly pour into yourself. Pour in yourself till people around you get uncomfortable being around you if they're not on the same page with you. Okay? And when you can go to the bank and order some money and create pandemonium like that, because these are the same banks that wouldn't give me no money when I needed it. So banks only love you when you need them and when you don't need the money. Okay? So when you don't need the money, hey, you're not really the bank's friend because they want to be the big guys and I'll give you some money if you have the credit. Well, if you don't need them, I mean, you have your cash, you get what you want, or you own homes. What would you need the bank for? Other than holding your money and using it on your card. But even if you got 10,000 from the bank, you can create pandemonium. But I mean, it's just like as you grow as an entrepreneur, you got to grow to different levels mentally. I was just talking and listening to Ty Lopez the other day, and he was talking about it takes you an average of 10 years to create $1 million because there are certain skill sets that you have to learn in order to do that. And it may take you that amount of time to get all the skill sets to come together. So no matter where you are right now in your life, you're on the right track and you're learning the skills that you're going to need to earn the income. Not that you necessarily need $1 million to be happy and to get the things that you want, but you are going to have to learn the skills that you're going to need to succeed. And it comes with the state of mind that you're in on a daily basis, getting yourself in a state of mind. Because every day you wake up, you're not going to be in the right state of mind. You're going to want to lay in the bed. If you're doing door to door, you're going to want to sit in the car, put a number on it, borrow from the future to get you through the present. Okay?
Well, that's deep, man. That's deep. A lot of people, that is going to take a couple of minutes to sink in, you know? But thanks a lot for that. Hey, we got Cheryl Coco on the line. I know that she wants to ping in a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. I know we don't have very much time, but I want to kind of piggyback off of what Antonio said here, because in reality, you know, you can do a lot of things in a very short amount of time or do nothing in a very long amount of time. The time that you have spent and the way that you spend your time means a lot to your future. You know, he said to be self-disciplined, to watch who you read, and to surround yourself with the people that really get results. No, congratulations, Jose, who had been recently invited to our Royalty Leadership Conference because of all the things that he does and his dedication to his business. Not every day will you feel like waking up. I run my own business. I'm the VP here at Royalty, and I constantly do stuff to generate leads for my own business that I don't see people put their heart and soul into their regular business or into Royalty or whatever, because there's no time, right? I challenge people every day. There's no time. It's just not a priority. Try saying it that way. No, because I just finished a 100-page ebook in 3 weeks. You know, I'm constantly generating different lead magnets, different ways to get people into sales funnels, different things, different aspects, and trying to build and build and build upon that business. You know, if you're sitting there and you're wondering, what do I do next? Find somebody who's done it. And then, you know, the road to success is literally road. ROAD, rip off and duplicate those who have had success, right? So you can find out, you can sit there and you can wonder and wonder and wonder, but if you never put any step into action, then you're only defeating yourself. People say and talk a whole bunch. I always say, talk is so cheap. It's so cheap. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Show me. Be the quiet person and then come out with a bang. 3 years ago, when I entered into the network marketing industry, I was just some electrician who decided to join this industry who knew nothing about it and didn't know anything about makeup or what to wear. But you can become whoever the hell you want to become in this life, just as long as you choose to do so and put every single effort, just like Antonio was saying, wake up, listen to music, do whatever the hell you have to do and get there and make it happen. Antonio, you're amazing, and I love everything that you say. So thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you, and I love the dynamic that we have together, and it was just super in sync with what I had to say. So I'll keep it short, but thanks. You're welcome.
So Antonio, we're gonna have to bring you back to do a training on how to generate more leads and make more money.
How to build effective sales funnel. Last ebook. There you go. Boom.
I love it. I mean, in today's lead generation age, you have to understand sales funnels. And sales funnels is really just a web. It's a spider web where you actually attract a lead. It goes into a follow-up system to where you're leveraging maybe emails, maybe videos by doing something one time and setting those things up to ping that customer. So I learned that's one of the techniques that I learned in order for me to make that type of income so quickly. It's not like I just woke up one day and just, read something and started doing it. But I implemented things like sales funnels or grabbing leads, just emails, phone numbers, and putting them in my web. Where if I didn't talk to them on the phone, I needed my email service provider working for me and sending an email to them. It's a drip campaign. Yeah. And maybe you have an assistant that make a call. Maybe you send them a text. Technology has made it so advanced for the new person to come in and receive a check so fast that if you apply these simple things, I mean, they'll put you on